Taking a live look now from Bellingham to Tacoma. The rain and wind is expected to pick up again tonight and over the next 24 hours. Let's get a full check of our forecast now with Adam.
Yeah, the rain, the wind, and the mountain snow. That's probably going to be the biggest point with this system coming in. So we were kind of eased into the work week today with some of those light off and on showers and some snow up across the mountains too. We're going to show you that in a second, but wanted to let you know over the next 36 hours, trying to travel through the passes. You're good for the early evening and for the earlier part of tonight. I think it's going to be more so late tonight and probably more into the earlier half of Tuesday that we really start to see the snow come on down. It's going to be heavy at times, and at the same time that wind is going to start to kick up, reducing some of the visibilities before we eventually start to see this head out of here late Tuesday night and into early Wednesday morning. Snow levels around 3,000 feet, so Snoqualmie, we're right around that point. We're going to keep an eye out for some heavier snow there, but I think it's Stevens Pass that might get the hardest hit with some of these areas of snow. Snoqualmie right now looking live there. You can see cloudy skies, some areas of light rain and snow levels up a little higher here for the time being, but it's been nothing but snow up around Stevens Pass. As you can see, the highway covered with some of that snow. It's a light coating, but we are going to get the heavier snow later tonight. Right now, we're dealing with temperatures in the mid-40s here in Seattle. Winds coming out of the south at 15, so they're beginning to pick up a little bit. Shouldn't be as high as Friday, but they definitely will be noticeable here as we go throughout the next 24 to 36 hours. Temperatures mid to upper 40s around a lot of Puget Sound, a couple of 50s too, like in Hoquiam. We're at 51 there. Oak Harbor, we're sitting at 50 degrees. And speaking of those winds, you can see those coming out of the south and the southwest, anywhere between 10 to 20 miles per hour. So breezy for your evening plans if you're going to be heading out. But if you're driving in from the south heading north, get some pretty nice gas mileage there. Satellite and radar pictures showing some of the areas of rain that are still moving through relatively light. And this first round that we've had around throughout a lot of the day, well, it's beginning to fade. We still have the main band that is off of the coast, and it's going to start to bring in some of these showers here. But along Highway 101, you can see some of those showers there right along the western slopes of the Olympics. Plus noticing some of that too. Generally from South Sound southward is where we keep the best chances here into the early half of the evening. Second part of the night, everyone else will start to get in on the action. Now, this area of low pressure moves out of here. We got the second one right behind that. That's going to be the one that really brings in quite a bit of the moisture. And there's even another one well off towards the west out over the Pacific. We're going to keep things active this week, but I think the next two are the ones that really start to bring in a lot of the rain and the mountain snow. So as far as the snow up here across Whatcom County, we have winter storm warning out starting up at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Snow elevations are going to be above 3,000 feet, where we could see anywhere between a foot to 2 feet of snow. Then you go farther south, all the purple shaded areas where we have winter weather advisories out. Same times, we're talking 4 a.m. tomorrow morning until 10 a.m. heading into Wednesday. Same snow levels too, around 3,000 feet and above. Lesser amounts of snow that we're expecting into these parts though, 8 to 18 inches. And I think that higher end will be closer to Stevens Pass, where we could see some of that convergence zone action happening. And then with some of the heavier rain that we're expecting tonight into the day tomorrow, some of that runoff from the south slopes of the Olympics, we could see some flooding concerns. Areas closer to rivers, creeks, streamings, you could start to see some of those water levels rise just a bit. Not expecting it to be a widespread concern, but keep an eye out for some of that. And if you live in a flood-prone area, could keep an eye out for some of that as well. So for tonight, you can see some of that starting to come on in. Here we are at about 9 to 10 o'clock, starting to see that pick up. Rain shadowing here from about Mount Vernon down to Everett. We'll keep those amounts a little lower at first. Everett will start to pick up with the convergence zone coming in right behind that as we go into the afternoon hours for tomorrow. So that'll pick us up around a half an inch, maybe an inch of rain. Your 7-day forecast, 40s the next couple of days. A lot of rain tomorrow, quite a bit of wind as well. We'll see that taper off to a few showers early Wednesday, drier Wednesday and Thursday, wet again by Friday.